So the last thing that we are going to be styling and making changes to are the views themselves. The reason that we do that last is if we change anything in the views and we decide to rescaffold, we lose all of our changes. Okay, so these are the last little finishing touches, okay, that you don't want to do too early because you might end up having to redo them, which is not fun. So um, we will start by adjusting the buttons. And I really don't like the default color. It's not going with my theme. So we are going to change the default color for create and edit. We are not going to change it for delete because I do like the red. It does stand out. And I mean, people need to know that they're deleting. Okay, so, but we are going to change it for the create and the edit views. And so really all we have to do in those views is change the class that is being used to color the buttons. Okay, so let me get out of here. I'm going to close out of some of these just because I got way too much open. Okay, and let's go down here. Okay, so for the create views in users, exercises, and workout logs, I'm going to open up those views. So we're going to open up create under exercises. I'm going to do create for users. And we're going to do create for workout logs. So all of them right now have button primary, and we are going to change that button primary to button outline dark. And I'm just going to take this whole class and copy it. Okay, let me save that one. I'm going to go into the next one, and I'm just going to paste right over here. Save it, pop over into the next one, and paste over that. Save my changes. And I still do have the app running. So once I change my edit views, we will take a look at it. So let me close these guys. And now we're going to do basically the same exact thing for edit. So we're going to open up edit under exercises, edit under users, and edit under workout logs. And you'll notice the class is the same as it was before. And I'm just going to paste right over the top of it because we are making it the same. And I can see one of mine did not open properly, unless it's way over here. Okay, let me do this one. And we'll do a save all. All right, let me hot reload this thing. And we'll go back to our list and let's do a create. Okay, so this is the new button, which I actually like a lot better. And we should also see it on edit. And you might think, well, that's kind of hard to see, but we will be fixing that momentarily. So trust in the process, guys. Uh, so that is the change to the buttons. And now we are going to work on adding a lighter background behind quite a few of the views. Any view that does not have a table, we are going to add a lighter background behind the content to make it a little easier to read. So let's go back over into our app. Okay, we're also going to be changing the text. So I've got the directions for each view. So you'll see, whoop, I've got the directions here for users and details, and I've highlighted what needs to change. And then you're going to be making the exact same changes to exercise details and workout logs details. But obviously the title at the top is going to be different. So I'm telling you what to put here for the titles. Okay. But all of those formatting changes are pretty much going to be the same for all of the detail pages. Okay, so let's start up here. We've got the details that we are going to open. Okay, and we are going to start out with the user details. Let me go back up here. It's our middle one. All right, having this details and user, I don't really like that, so I typically change it. So what we're going to have on our title bar, instead of details, we'll just say member details. And then for our H1, we want it to say member, capital M, member details. And then we don't need the H4. So let's zap that. Okay. And then we are going to put in it'll be a partially transparent background. And we're going to be using Bootstrap classes for that. We're going to make the background light. And then we're going to also add 3 units of padding to that light background so that it's not smashed right against the edge of our text. So put a little space between the edge of the text and the edge of the background. And this is going to go in a div. So we're going to do class equals. Okay, so to make this slightly transparent, it's going to be BG, background opacity, and we want 50. Okay, so that's one class. Do a space, and we want background light and a space, and then padding of 3 units. And we're going to take this closing div and we're going to move it to the bottom. Okay, so let me save that. And just so you can see how much better this looks. Okay, so this is our user detail. Do a hot reload here. And we're going to pull up our user details. Okay, so you can see here is that slightly transparent background. It does make reading everything a lot easier. So, and then you can see we have just the one title instead of kind of the multiple titles. And you can see it says member details up here as we change that too. So we're going to be doing similar changes to the other detail pages. And I'm going to copy this so I don't have to type it again. And let's go over here. And this is our workout log. Okay, so for the workout log, we just wanted to say workout details. And up here, we want it to say workout details. We're going to get rid of the H4. We're going to paste our opening div right above the H1, and we're going to put a closing div down here. All right, now this one is done. Let's save that. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. And now I am on the last one we need to change, which is the exercise detail. So we're going to change our H1 so it says exercise details. I'm going to change our tab so it says exercise details. I'm going to zap this. I'm going to paste the div, and we're going to insert the closing div, and we will save. So now all of our detail pages are going to be easier to read. And we're moving on to the create pages. So we're going to go ahead and open up create under exercises, users, and workouts. And we're going to be making similar changes. So, and you can tell which one, even though they're all called create, you can kind of tell which one you're on by looking at the H4 that we are going to be deleting. Um, so let me see. I'm going to start with the user one. So for this one, instead of users, we're going to say create member. Get rid of the H4, paste in above the H1 that div, and we're going to add the closing div. Now we're going to put it above the razor code that pulls in the scripts. Okay, and so those are all of the changes that we needed to make for this one. Let me save it. And we'll close it. And we're going to do similar changes to the other two. So this is for the workout logs. So we're going to call this create workout log. And then for the tab, it's going to be create workout log. Going to get rid of our H4. We're going to paste in that div. And above our script down here, we're going to put in a closing div. Okay, and we'll hit save. Going to do the same thing here. So this is the exercise. So we're going to say create exercise. For the tab, it's going to be create exercise. I'm going to zap out the H4. I'm going to paste in the div that's going to put that lighter background in. And at the very bottom, I'm going to put in our closing div and save it. All right. We are done with create. We are done with details. We still need edit and delete. So the next one that we are going to change is edit. So opening edit from exercises, users, and workout logs. So this is going to be similar to what we just did. And we're going to say edit member. Oop, actually, this isn't the member. This is the workout log. Edit. Make sure you know which one you're on. Edit workout log. Not a good thing to do when you're tired. Okay, so here it's going to be edit workout log. Get rid of our H4. And then we're going to paste in our coloring. And we're going to add in the closing div. Okay, so that one is done. Let's save it, close. This one is the user one. So we're going to, instead of say edit user, we're going to say edit member. Edit member here. Get rid of the H4. Paste in our div. And at the bottom above where it pulls in the scripts, we're going to put in a closing div. And we're going to save. Moving on to the last one. So this is going to be an edit exercise. going to get rid of the H4. Paste in the div with that nice opaque background and put in the closing div here. And edit is done. All right, one more, the delete. Okay. And you might be thinking, oh, we haven't done index, but index is a table, so we're going to do something different to that. But all of these ones that don't have a table, these are the ones that we are adding that opaque background to. And we're modifying our title. So we'll start with the users here. So instead of delete, we're going to do delete member. And how do I know I'm on users? I look at the H4. And we won't need to do that for long because we are fixing the titles. So we got delete member. Now we can get rid of the H4. Above our heading 1, we are pasting that opaque background. And at the bottom, we're going to put in our closing div and saving. And if you're wondering how I'm saving, sometimes I'm clicking on save, but sometimes I'm just pressing Control and the letter S. Okay, shortcuts work really great. So this is the workout log. So we are changing this to delete workout log. Might as well paste that in here. Do not forget to get rid of the H4. And at the bottom, add in your closing div. One more, guys. Here we go. This is exercise. So we're going to delete exercise. And we will do that for our heading 1. Paste in the background above the heading 1. Get rid of the H4. Scroll all the way to the bottom and put in the closing div. And save it. Whew, that was a lot of work. So now we have all of the pages done that don't have tables. Okay? And if you want to take a look, you can do the hot reload and look at them now. Let's go back to the list. So all of these have been completed. So if we go into delete, you can see we've got that little background details. We have it, edit, and it really does help so that we can see things better. And then we go into create. So the only thing we have left to fix the text on is those index pages. And these happen to have tables that we are going to add a little additional styling to. So let's go back into our app here and let's open up the index page. So under exercises and users and workout logs. Okay. So these are going to be kind of similar text changes. We'll start in here with users. So instead of index, we're going to call it membership list. Which I think is a little more user-friendly name. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but the create new link was a tad hard to see. So we are going to add an inline style to this. And we're just going to increase the font size, 1.3 EM. And the other change that we are going to make to this is for table formatting. So in Bootstrap, you have to have table. That is a non-negotiable. Okay, but we are going to add table dash hover. Now there's a lot of different table formatting. I mean, there's one called table striped. I have a link to the different table formats that you can use. But for this project, a hover looks pretty good. So that's the one we're going to stick with. Okay. And so I'm going to save this and do a hot reload so you can see just what those couple changes look like on the user index page. Okay, so this is our user index page. You can see now create new is much easier to see. And if I hover, you can see that the color changes. Okay, so you can kind of see which one is active, which I like. Okay, and also the text is a lot more clear after we have changed the title. I mean, membership list is a little more user-friendly than index. So we're going to make similar changes to the other index pages, basically the same exact changes. And then we are going to change our landing page and our privacy page. Okay, so making the other changes, we go back over here. And when possible, I like to copy paste. So I'm going to copy this little style here. And we'll just pop that in. And I'm using Control C to copy and Control V as in Victor to paste. So that'll get that little adjustment in. And for table hover, since I am a lazy typist, I am going to copy that as well. And that really just leaves me with the title text. And so this looks like my workout log. And so what I want to call it is workout log summary. And then over here, this is exercise. Now, how can I tell? Because I don't have an H4 to look at, but it's telling me right up here what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm looking at exercises now. Okay, so this is going to be my exercise list. All right, let me save all. And now all of those landing pages for the different tables, all of those index pages have been changed. So what I have left is the text in the main index, which is my landing page. So if I close these folders, kind of done with those. Okay. Under pages, we have index and we have privacy. And those pages need to change. Okay. I mean, we can keep the text at privacy policy. That's fine, but this needs to change. Alrighty, for our index page, instead of welcome, we are going to have it say track your workouts with ease. And then we're going to end up changing this maybe to an H4 because paragraph is simply not bold enough. And the text kind of gets lost. So in between the two H4 tags, we're going to say our workout tracker. Let's UX. add exercises and create workout logs to easily track your exercise routines and share them with others. All right, let's save that. And the display class that you see here, that can affect the size of your text. If you don't like it, you can just take it out and use a regular H1. Over for privacy, we'll keep privacy policy, and then we'll change this to H4 as well. And we'll say personal information of members is private and not accessible through this site. Oops, I spell members right. All right, let's save those changes, reload, and take a look. Okay. Okay, like that. Oops. I think this is a little too wide. So, I mean, we have some options. We can actually make this, we could put a break in it, or we can put it in a column. Or we can actually put a width on it. I think I'm going to put a width on it. This will be an inline style. Let's go over here. How do we do 50%? And let's see what that looks like. I mean, we have a lot of space. Okay, so I do like 50%, but now I want it centered. So back to the drawing board here now. We will put text align center and see if that works. There's several tricks to centering. All right, so what we're going to do now is a margin right, margin left, or we can add the class to center. I'm going to try the class. See if that works. Did not. So I do know what will work though. Let's see, margin right auto and margin left auto. Anytime you adjust the width and it's less than 100%, you can use margin right auto and margin left auto to center, and that should work. Although I'm thinking fingers crossed. There we go. Alrighty, and I actually like how that looks. Okay, at this point, we are done. Yay. And if you wanted to ensure that the other index pages look good, yeah, you can just click on them. So this was our user one. Here's exercises, workout logs, privacy, landing page. All right, all looks good. So at this point, you are done. Yay. Um, so this is the point where you would actually deploy the app. However, we do not do deployment in this class. If this is something you want to learn how to do, and you cannot wait till CIT 218 and 255, stop by during my live stream hours and I will help you with it.